Hello and welcome. Today, we are diving into an idea that could seriously supercharge your days by completely changing how you think about your nights. We're talking about mastering your sleep for peak mental performance. And here's the crazy part. It has almost nothing to do with hitting that magic number of 8 hours. I'm willing to bet this sounds familiar. You do everything you're supposed to. You get your full 8 hours, but you still wake up feeling like you've been hit by a truck. If that's you, trust me, you are not alone. And the best part, it's not your fault. You've just been following the wrong rulebook.
That's right, I'm just gonna say it. The idea that every single person needs exactly 8 hours of sleep to function is one of the biggest myths out there. The truth is actually way more interesting and, honestly, a lot more useful. Your brain just doesn't think that way.
So if our brains aren't sitting there with a stopwatch, counting the hours we're asleep, what are they doing? Well, they're tracking biological cycles. And understanding this one thing, this one fundamental shift, is going to unlock better rest for you. And here it is, the big secret. Your brain operates on a 90-minute rhythm. It's all about completing these cycles. That's what determines whether you wake up refreshed and sharp or groggy and unfocused. So it's not about the quantity of hours, it's about the quality of the cycles you complete.
All right, let's pull back the curtain for a second and see what's actually happening inside one of these 90-minute cycles. Because this right here is where the real magic of mental and physical recovery happens.
Now, what's so cool about this is how the work gets split up. You can think of deep sleep as your body's personal repair crew. It's down there fixing muscles, strengthening your immune system. But REM sleep, that's all about your mind. It's like a mental filing system, sorting through emotions, storing memories, and even sparking creativity. You absolutely need both to feel 100%.
And this brings us to the real villain of the story, fragmented sleep. This is what happens when things like late-night caffeine, a stressful email, or that blue light from your phone interrupt those precious cycles. Your body might be lying down, but your mind never gets the deep clean it desperately needs.
So, how do we fight back? How do we protect these cycles? Well, we need a clear game plan, a protocol to signal to our body and brain that it's time to power down for some serious rest. And this is where the simple but incredibly effective 3-2-1 rule comes into play. Just remember these three numbers: 3, 2, 1. This is your new countdown to amazing sleep. So simple, right? Okay, let's break it down. 3 hours before bed, no more big meals. Your body can't rest if it's busy digesting. Makes sense. 2 hours before bed, stop working. Just stop. You have to let your brain offload all that stress. And the final step, 1 hour before bed, and this is the big one, no screens. That blue light from your phone or TV is actively telling your brain, hey, stay awake, by blocking your natural sleep hormone, melatonin. And here's what's happening on a brain wave level during that final hour. See, screens and work keep your brain fired up in this alert, problem-solving beta state. But when you switch to something calm like journaling or listening to music, you help your brain shift down into a relaxed alpha state. And that is the perfect gateway to sleep.
Okay, so we've prepped our minds and bodies for sleep. Awesome. Now let's talk about how to strategically plan your wake-up time so you actually feel fantastic in the morning. This is all about learning to work with your body's internal clock, also known as your circadian rhythm.
So instead of aiming for some vague 8 hours, start thinking in these 90-minute blocks. Let's say you need to wake up at 6:30 a.m. Well, you'd count backward. Aim to fall asleep around 11 p.m. to get 5 full cycles, or maybe 12:30 a.m. for 4 cycles. You might be shocked to find the 6 hours of sleep feels way better than 7 just because you woke up at the end of a cycle.
You know that awful, groggy, where am I feeling you get when your alarm clock rips you out of a deep sleep? Well, there's a name for that. It's called sleep inertia. And that is exactly what you're avoiding when you plan your wake-up time at the end of a cycle. You're letting your brain transition smoothly and naturally into being awake.
Now, if you really want to lock this in and make it a habit, consistency is everything. Going to bed and waking up at roughly the same time, even on weekends, trains your brain. It literally learns when to start producing melatonin to make you sleepy and when to stop so you can wake up refreshed.
And here is a fantastic little biohack to really solidify that rhythm. As soon as you wake up, try to get about 10 minutes of natural sunlight. Just step outside. That light triggers serotonin, which acts like a giant reset button for your internal clock, boosting your mood and setting you up for an amazing day. All right, let's bring this all home with what I think is the most important piece of the puzzle. We have to change how we think about sleep itself. It is not a passive chore. It is an active tool for high performance. I really want you to let this one sink in. We live in a culture that sometimes glorifies being tired and burnt out. We have to reframe that. Sleep isn't lazy, it is not a sign of weakness, it is the essential, non-negotiable recovery mode for your single most valuable asset, your brain.
And that's really the ultimate takeaway here. When you stop fighting your own biology and start working with it, using these cycles, using the 3-2-1 rule, respecting your circadian rhythm, you're not just sleeping better. You are unlocking a level of mental clarity and performance that can make you feel absolutely unstoppable.
So I'll leave you with this question. You don't have to overhaul your whole life overnight. Just think about it. What is one small thing you learned here today? Maybe it's just putting your phone away an hour earlier or planning your wake-up time tomorrow. What's that one small change you can make tonight to start mastering your sleep?